the hatchet. And the second one that I really loved and worked so hard, I worked for, and I'm lucky, I worked for 8 months with James Cameron on Fantastic Voyage, you know, the Isaac Asimov thing. And we're inventing cameras, we're doing all that stuff and everything. The whole plan, Shane Salerno written the script. It was it's amazing. It was like what Inception is to Dreamscape. This was going to be to you know, the original movie. And then we pitched it, and it was killed in the room. It was literally. I was like 8 months. We had like everything, and this is how we're going to revive shows, you know, stuff that was like absolutely incredible. New cameras, new everything. And then they were like, nope. We will keep making Avatar movies with you, James, and you cannot produce anything complicated.
Was James Cameron with you when you pitched it? Was he in the room?
No, that's the problem. I think it's a good story. I could not reach him. I was like, I'm pitching today, I'm pitching. Are you here? Are you here? Could not reach him.
Wait, did you get ghosted?
I got ghosted. But he had a good excuse, I swear. Okay. He was in a Mariana Trench that day. It was actually, I was like, sorry I couldn't return your steal. I was like, in the Mariana Trench. I was like, yeah, I kind of fucked it up.
I think he uses that excuse with everyone. I could have
Always in that trench.
Are you there?
You know?
Yeah, there is IP that I'd really like to do. I've contacted the people. I know the people that own the IP. I'm trying to do it. If I say it out loud, it won't happen. So I'm going to keep that bit quiet. But
What?
It's the Wiz.
It's the Wiz. That's why you can't do it. I'm really sorry.
Gareth and Justin Simien are in a feud over who will direct the Wiz. Louis?
We can co-direct it.
Huh?
We can co-direct it.
All right, I'll do the first one though.
No, because I know it won't happen, so I'll say it. I don't care. I would love, because I would love to do a Fortnite movie. I would love to do the.
Yeah, that would be fire.
Because the game is incredible, but the characters, I think there's so much more to be told.
Your Fortnite would be amazing.
Well, it'd be funny.
Yeah. Oh, I want that.
No, but that's the thing. It'll be like, you know, full of action and everything. I think that I'd love to do that. You know, it's not a huge risk because I know it'll never happen.
You know what I would do actually, thinking about it, is I don't know if you know this, but when NASA goes to space, there's a very narrow bandwidth of video signal they can send back.
Right. Yeah.
So when they do the first manned mission to Mars, someone needs to have already cut the footage, put it together, and sort of like present a film back to the people of Earth. And so I think they're going to put a filmmaker in that crew.
Smart.
And so I would highly recommend you get a filmmaker that knows science fiction.
Yeah.
Is available.
I'm not. You know, Tom Cruise is going to space to do a movie, right? You know, I wanted to be that director that goes with him, but my wife said, "There's no way. You're not allowed." Because I crash in helicopters. I've done like crazy stuff before. You know, that's what we do. Yeah, it happens. So she said, nah, space, nah.
I'll go right ahead.
I'm not, I fall a lot, I stumble. So yeah, anyway. Yeah, so I don't think I can, sorry. Gareth, you should, yeah.
I know, well, Justin's going to be busy shooting the Wiz.
I'm gonna be busy on Earth, okay? Absolutely not for me, but I can't wait to see it. Can't wait.
I would totally go.
Feels like the only thing studios feel safe making are sequels, spin-offs, or things based on IP people know. All three of you have made projects using well-known IP, but also made original films. How do you see the future landscape in Hollywood? Do you think the studios will focus more and more on IP? Is the future of original stories going to be pushed more to the indie scene?
I mean, it's really simple maths, to be honest. Like, the way it works is they put films in the cinema. When lots of people go to see them, they make more of those films. When people don't, they make different films. And so the way this changes, if people want original filmmaking in cinema, is go support original filmmaking.
Yes. go see every Fast and Furious movie and then first finish the Fast and Furious franchise and then you can go see the rest. But I agree. No, you're right, Gareth. I mean, ultimately, yeah, Fast and Furious was not a franchise 25 years ago. It's like, you need those original, movies that change everything. Like I've picked up franchises, I've started franchises, and it's because, it's really about the characters, the material, the themes. It's about everything. But we need to, it's cyclical. After all these movies are these amazing franchises are done, there'll be new ones. Creator, Haunted Mansion. These are things that will become.
I was like, when I first came to LA and all that stuff, after you make a little indie movie, I was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to make my own films. I'm going to figure out the next one. There's no way on earth. You can't talk me into it. It's not going to happen. Do you want to do Godzilla? I was like, fuck.
Of course you do!
Sorry,
Same.
Yeah, shit is better to say,
Same thing happened.
I think.
And then after that, I was like, that's
It's
it.
better to
Not
say
doing
than fuck.
another. That's the end of it. Not doing another. No way. That was it. Do you want to do Star Wars?
But also, honestly, there's the two you just mentioned are a really beautiful blend of the two. It's an original story in an existing framework, and I think both are important because let's not forget, Star Wars began as a weird puppet kids movie that was opening in 2 theaters that nobody believed in, and it's because of that movie that we all live in a version of Hollywood where we come to San Diego dressed as things to talk about cinema, because it always starts. Look at you, the Mandalorian is right in the front row right here. I know, that's not the Mandalorian.
Yeah, it's Mandalorian.
Is it?
Yeah.
Come on, Mando.
Come on, stand up.
Mando out here in these streets. Hot streets. But look, it's you can't get there without the original. And I think you gotta have a mix of both. And I really long for, when starting a franchise is just as exciting. I do.
Right now is AI and the future of AI in Hollywood.
What's that?
One of the reasons SAG and the WGA are on strike is AI. How do you view AI and its place in Hollywood?
Gareth?
I was going to say, Justin, this is very appropriate for your film, The Haunted Mansion.
Yes. Because AI was, as we all know, invented in the 1800s, which are where the ghosts are all from. No, I mean, AI is extremely important. It's extremely scary, too. I think that really where the heat you're hearing from the actors and the writers, and frankly, the directors as well, the DGA we were able to actually get AI in the language, which was a hard feat. And hopefully we can expand upon it, because it's a world in which, you kind of feel like the artist can get squeezed out, and especially if you're making work that maybe isn't paying the bills, but it's out there. AI doesn't work without other human people making art, that it basically kind of steals and blends into other things. And you kind of get this feeling that boy, if the guys at the top could just make these things without these pesky artists, that they would. And that feeling isn't out of nowhere, okay? It's something that I think if you go through the crucible of Hollywood, you feel that in a number of ways. So I think it's important both to protect the artists whose work are getting pulled into all of these different AI models, but also, I just don't think it's as fun or as interesting as letting humans tell stories to other humans. I don't know.
I mean, the first thing, we're all directors up here, I think we all agree with this, that the first thing we do want to make clear is we all stand with the writers and actors. We're contractually obliged to promote our movies.
Yes, we were told to be here. Look, and also we're all I don't know, you seem a little more extroverted, but I would much prefer to be at home. No shade to you guys. I would much rather be at home, looking at Rosario Dawson via YouTube.
I'm just replacing a guy that couldn't be here to get a free ticket to the conference. I'm just here.
You can get Orson Welles, Marilyn Monroe, and whoever else you want in a movie, and it will look almost real. Would you want to direct something like that? And what are your feelings about this technology? Because this is being worked on right now and is something that will be in the future.
Hell no. Personally. They made great movies while they were alive. Like, let's watch those. I think it's weird, personally. I think it's weird. It's like you can't avoid it in some ways, and especially like as these franchises go on and on. It's really cool to be able to have the original actors sort of image in the thing. It helps make the storytelling feel more cohesive. So it's not like a never kind of a thing, but solely starring, CGI versions of once alive humans. That's not for me. That's not for me.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but what I found is whenever you do a CG character of any kind, whatever it is it has to be based on an underlying performance.
Yes.
If you are just animating it from scratch, it gets into uncanny valley really fast.
Yeah.
And anything good I've seen on the internet, even with AI, i.e. deepfakes and stuff, it's always based on a performance underneath of a human. And I've not seen anything yet that looks good that is not that. And I found that when we were making like this film, there's characters in this movie that are AI, and there's one played by a great actor called Emma, who we turned into a robot, and with ILM, every time, and we never really did it, but if we strayed away by 1 pixel from what this guy did, it felt wrong.
Wow.
And so you just have to completely kind of, all you're doing really is just converting every little eye dart, every little fluctuation in the eyebrow straight into the CG character. Otherwise, it's the best thing in the world that we're good at, is looking at another person's face and knowing if something's off, if they're lying or something's not quite right.
Right.
Like we've evolved to be like perfect at it, and you can't trick people. And so, who knows, it might happen. Like AI might get there at some point, but it's not there today.
Yeah. I feel, I don't know how related this is, but I was posting on my Instagram this footage of Max Fleischer's Snow White, 1933, which has this incredible performance of this like ghost kind of character like singing this song, and it's Cab Calloway. And this is like motion capture actually being invented, and because of that technology, you have this amazing performance that comes from one of the greatest black jazz artists of all time and continues to inform cinema, because you really don't get to the Disney Snow White without Max Fleischer inventing rotoscoping technology so that he can transfer the unique performance of Cab Calloway forever into film. And we still go back to that performance. That's the performance that the genie, even Aladdin, is based on. And so there's something beautiful about the technology, but it sort of like you said, it requires a human being underneath it. You can't ever quite get away from that. And there are a lot of those alive still, and they're really interesting, and they're reinventing it. So I think there's a role for AI in what we do. I think it could actually be an exciting technology if we can figure out how to control it and keep it, from howling us, in our movies.
Yeah, but let's just hope that there's a reset button if need be. Like,
Listen.
No, I've heard the Pentagon have just installed on the nuclear arsenal weapon launch system, one of those website pages the way you have to recognize a traffic light or a bicycle.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I always fail these. I don't know. It's hard. The staircases, the bicycle. I've never.
Have you noticed when you make a mistake and it still goes, "You're a human"?
Yeah.
That is concerning to me now.
I always picture some poor robot trying to log into a website and seeing this and going like, "Karen, bicycles, they have the round thing. Bicycles have 2 round circles."
Curious Disney movie Return to Oz is a Disney movie, isn't it? That shit is scary as hell. If it's not, I'm gonna have to go with Pinocchio. Pinocchio scares the crap out of me. And scary is seen for sure. Wait. Scary is. Poltergeist, we were just talking about this. How is Poltergeist a PG movie? It's I think it's one of the reasons we have PG-13.
Jaws is a PG.
What's that?
I think Jaws is a PG.
Jaws is PG too?
Right?
Poltergeist though.
Not PG, but-
I'm sorry. Poltergeist messes with me to this day, okay? I don't know, what do you guys think?
Disney, you guys, Disney is quite scary. I mean, if you look at like, Fantasia, Fantasia is like, woo. You don't come out Fantasia unscathed.
No.
The scariest scene in a movie with Mickey Mouse is hands down.
Steamboat Willie.
You know everything I'm going to say. Is the transformation scene in American Werewolf in London. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And as his whole face is distorting and he's screaming in pain, he just looks on his mantelpiece and there's Mickey Mouse just staring back at him. And it's like this. I saw that when I was 6 years old, and I never slept in my own bed for the next 5 years. My parents ended up getting divorced because I ruined their sex life, I think.
Wow, that's the reason.
I mean, sorry, their love life. Sorry.
Okay.
Edgar wanted to also know what's the scariest kids film of all time.
Can the default answer for me would be The Dark Crystal, but
Yeah.
there's a scarier Jim Henson thing that I couldn't watch it, I had to leave the room, was on the Muppets, Pigs in Space.
Yeah.
Like, it was science fiction, so my mom would think I would like this, but she was like, oh, Gareth, it's pigs in space, and turn it up, and it freaked me out, the fact these were pigs. Everyone was a pig, and no one was acknowledging it. It was like Star Trek, but with pig faces. And I would run out the room screaming, and they'd be like, no, it's spaceships, you like this? And they're like, they're pigs!
They're pigs! Why can no one see this?
Dark Crystal is not scary. Dark Crystal is... It's not scary, Dark Crystal. It's like, whatever. I made it a little scarier, but the original was, it was sweet. It's like, a nice one, yeah. But your movie's gonna be quite scary, no?
It's got some chills and some thrills. I love traumatizing children. I mean, inspiring them to be brave. I was inspired to be brave at like 5 years old watching Nightmare on Elm Street, so I don't know, I love that stuff. I don't know, I think Poltergeist is still a pretty scary kids film. Have you guys seen The Little Prince though? Like the original Little Prince with Bob Fosse? No, wow, okay, I'm disappointed first of all in all of you.
Wrong crowd.
Jeff, can you cue up Little Prince? That movie is haunting.
And I think a lot of us feel that the marketing gives a lot away. So can you sort of talk about how you work? What is it like working with marketing and figuring out what shots are going to go in there and what shots you're like, absolutely not, we're not giving this away. It just really means too much to me.
Considering Disney paid for us to be here,
Considering it's their literal marketing department as well.
I think they're the greatest in the whole industry.
It was amazing. It was amazing. It was collaborative. Every time I said, hey, let's not do that, they were like, cool, and then they did it. It was awesome.
It's knowing when you're wrong, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like, I was wrong. I'm really glad you know. Honestly, I think part of it is like movies don't have a lot of time. Right? Like the opening weekend is so important that like in those weeks leading up to it, it's like throw the kitchen sink in there because if people don't come out that opening weekend, like the whole thing's done. You used to be able to kind of craft a story about the story and sort of have that roll out and trickle through society. Ain't nobody got time for all that. Barbie and Oppenheimer in theaters, okay? We have to like get these kids in the theaters. So I apologize. If you don't want Haunted Mansion spoiled for you, just don't look at anything with your eyes. Anywhere.
Does that include the movie?
Yeah, no, watch the movie. God, please, Lord. Jesus, watch the movie. But when you leave this room, like, don't look at anything. Visually speaking.
I think if you decide you want to see a movie, stop looking at marketing.
Yeah, agreed, yes.
I've decided I want to see Oppenheimer.
Yes.
I'm going to get dragged to Barbie, and so I know I'm seeing it. So I haven't watched a single thing.
Yes.
Because I want to just see it all fresh for the first time.
When you opt in, just stop.
Yeah, and I watch trailers for things I'm unsure about. And the problem is when you don't have IP, franchise, it's brand new stuff, you have to kind of like educate the audience or whatever they say about what your film is about. And so I'm like the worst person in the world when they show you a trailer or a poster or whatever they're thinking. What do you think, Gareth? You know what I mean? Like it's like it's been a little kid that you've raised for like the last few years, and you're thinking, oh no, he doesn't like his hair parted that way, and he doesn't like that kind of coat, and he shouldn't be. And they're like, Gareth, it's like we'll take care of this, you know. You're just taking a picture.
Yeah, but that said, I knew your movie was coming out. I didn't know your movie was coming out, and I was checking I was going around to see Fast 10 Prince in IMAX, and I saw your trailer, and it was so incredible. I mean, right, Holly? It's like incredibly amazing. It is mind-blowing, and when you know how he shot it, this is even. First of all, you ruined my experience for my movie. Thank you. But I was like so excited, and it's hard again. It goes back to this first question of like how do we create new franchise? Everything. There's so many people in the world consuming entertainment such a different way now that we have to find a way to grab them, especially when something as original as the creator.
Yes. Come on, original.
Can I just say, all we can see, we can't see you, we can just see these screens of what's being filmed or videoed, and I'm slowly falling in love with Louis. He's so handsome. He's just
so handsome.
Once you release a movie and you're like, it's done, you can actually, lose weight and
we could be brothers. No,
we lose weight and get a tan.
When you like fantasize about how amazing, world-changing this movie's going to be, and the very end, when you get to come here and hit play, and people get to see it, and everything in the middle is a nightmare.
Nightmare.
And it's
wait,
like,
the end is good for you too?
I'm just saying that because they've come out and they've got money.
Okay.
And we have to play a clip.
Yes.
I've got to be positive.
No, it's really fun. Finishing a movie in real life.
It's like the ultimate shit sandwich. Like this nice bread either side,
Yeah.
and then just a lot of.
I feel like mine's an open face shit sandwich.
Yeah, yours is like a shit pizza.
Yeah.
A shitza.
Yeah, it's a shitza. It's a shitza. That's okay for under 18, right?
Yeah, we get it.
Do you guys? I feel like I have a process, not a process really, but I have a period of mourning when a film is over because you have to sort of let go of the movie that you imagine you'd make at the beginning. There's no, and I'm not even being funny. There's just like there's kind of I don't know that there's any way around it. Even when something really hits and it's great and it works in ways you couldn't imagine, I find that like right at the end there's like this like kind of a downbeat of like, oh, that's where we landed. I don't know, how about you guys? Also, the movie's great, by the way. Oh my God, what am I doing? But it's just different. It's just different from what you first, what first got you excited. No one else is gonna jump on that train. I'm so sorry, Disney. Do you want me to leave out that way? Or?
Go ahead. Well, whatever. I like it all. As you said, like it's funny to imagine. It's great to shoot. In post, you pull your hair out, and at the same time, you discover your movie for the first time because you see it through the eyes of an audience. And we have very interesting lives. And also, you know what I like about being a director is like I change lives every couple of years. I am a magician for 2 years. I am a puppeteer for 2 years. was hoping to go to space, but I can't.
There's still time.
Oh, I can one day. Anyway, but yeah, so that's what's great about Europe. You know, found or something. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was we were making small movies that we're so passionate about. It was so different. No one was figuring out. And then and then one day we all had the idea. I was like, maybe what if I bring Tony Stark at the end of my movie? What if we ended up cutting that scene, but I put the Hulk. Bruce Banner goes in the Arctic in the beginning, tries to take himself out, strips his clothes, puts a gun in his mouth. I don't know why they had us cut this scene out of this movie, but it was pretty good, a great opener. And then hulks out and then breaks the ice cap, and then a big block of ice comes to camera, and that's how you released the shield of Captain America's shield. So all these ideas of creating a joint universe, which was impossible then, we had, and we're like, yeah, we'll just make these two movies, and then we're lucky to do this. But it was great, and frankly, it's thanks to Comic-Con. It was my first time. I saw you guys. I saw the passion. We all realized that we had something. We had to give you guys the best we could. And then, it worked, and then, 7 movies later, Marvel is incredible, so.
Peeing in there with me. You only saw the last 10 seconds.
But only for the first part.
I was peeing myself in the audience.
Wow.
No, it's incredible. Gareth.
That looks amazing.
Guys. Gareth.
Get your flowers, Gareth! Speech!
Shot on an iPhone. No, it's incredible. Shot on an iPhone. No.
I mean, like genuinely, hats off to the studio that made it. Honestly, it's like, you guys, we could all, it just being allowed to do something the way you want to do it
Yeah.
is what it's about.
He's right there. So Michael Schaefer, that guy, he did the same thing to me a long time ago. Like my career was like, and then he gave me this script called Now You See Me, and no one wanted to do it, and he just allowed me to do it the way, and it was great. I mean, so Michael Schaefer, everyone, you're even. Come on, Michael. You German man.
Where are you?
He's over
Where's
there.
Michael?
He's hiding.
Where's Natalie?
He's by the bathroom.
Where are you? They're hiding.
That bathroom was hopping.